evening, everyone. I'm Shiv Prasad, co-founder and executive director of Disciples India Group, and I'll be your host for today. So, heartily welcome you all for Disciples India Learning Forum. Let us experience joyful. First, request you to kindly mute your phones. Request to ask questions at the end of the session. Remember, new learning is always difficult initially, but becomes a habit eventually. Today's agenda: welcome and introduction, journey so far of Disciples India Learning Forum, guest speakers introduction, and the session. So, Disciples India Group, Bangalore is happy to present a platform purely for the joyful learner. It is envisaged to be an exciting learning platform where like-minded individuals and organizations can come together, share experiences, and learn, and grow as individuals, professionals. These are our objectives: to provide a platform to share and exchange ideas and experiences. These are some of our objectives. Disciples India Learning Forum organizing committee members of 2023 are Dr. A.M. Suresh, Forum Advisor, Dr. B. Country President, Mr. Shiv Prasad K.M. Vice President, Mrs. Madhumati L. Secretary, Mrs. Veeraja R. Joint Secretary, Mr. Akhilesh N. Assistant Secretary, Mr. Dilip, Executive Member. And as of now, we have completed 119 learning sessions from past 5 years. And this year's session, we started with 103rd learning session that was on January. So, employment market and career opportunities for graduates by Srimati Sadhana Pote KS. On 28th January, that was on Republic Day, we had Nuclear Empowerment of India by Colonel Gopal Kaushik. And we had Nutrition and Lifestyle in February month and Memory Management for Peak Performance at Work. Psychological Insights for Holistic Well-being in the month of March, and April we had Importance of Accreditation and Ranking of Institutions in NEP 2020. So 109th we had on election, that was the election time by Mr. Raghavendra, and May we had Habits of Savings and Investments. Again, we had ChatGPT, its benefits and challenges, and next one, wellness program to Sajjan Yoga Meditation. So, abroad study in the month of July, we had Week on Happiness Reloaded. And 117th learning session was on Indian Heritage. And our previous session was 3 Secrets for Sustained Success. That was done by KRB Hari. And we have come to today's session, that is 120th learning session, Impact of CSR in Government Higher Education Institutions. We have 3 eminent speakers over here, Professor Narayan Prasad, Mr. Deepak, and Mr. Mohan Ramanathan. So now I request Dr. Rupashri to introduce our guest. Over to you, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good evening, all. I take this privilege of introducing the first speaker of today's session, Professor A. Narayan Prasad. Professor Narayan Prasad is a pioneer in starting, guiding, and mentoring student placement cells in more than 400 government first grade colleges of Karnataka. He is instrumental in the formation of various committees and organizing various awareness programs, competitive exams, job drives, and many more such programs. He has conducted over 100 workshops for students and faculty. He provides career guidance to more than 50,000 students every year, completely free of cost, and also provides placements to over 1,000 students every year. He coordinates with many multinational companies for students' employability training, scholarships, etc. Professor Narayan Prasad has a wide academic experience spanning more than 30 years, which includes teaching and his role as a member of Board of Studies and Board of Examiners. And as an academician, he has organized numerous educational tours, state level, national level, and international level seminars, and has documented over 100 luminaries of literature, music, theatre, journalists, etc. He is passionate about adventures and has trekked 14,000 feet in Kailash mountain range. He also trains students in trekking, rock climbing, river crossing, mountaineering games, and many more such activities. He has over 11,000 subscribers for his YouTube channel named Napsonic, in which he has posted over 1,000 original contents related to literature, music, theatre, adventure, etc. Currently, he is serving as State Nodal Officer in Placement Cell and CSR, Department of Collegiate Education and Technical Education, Government of Karnataka. We are extremely happy to have such an eminent personality as our guest speaker of this session. On behalf of Disciples India Learning Forum, I extend a hearty welcome to Professor Narayan Prasad. Hearty welcome, sir.
So, please. To celebrate not like Chandrayaan-3, but definitely to celebrate a beautiful moment. We started this program just 3 years back by name Help Educate, wherein Department of Collegiate Education, Cognizant, as well as Rotary, all three came together to do a wonderful thing for the government first grade colleges of Karnataka. So before we start any good thing, it is better to know the ground realities. Then we can start that happened some 3 years back. So before we started looking into it, you all should know that government first grade colleges of in Karnataka, it is not just 20 or 30. There are 430 government first grade colleges in Karnataka, which are
quite high number when you compare it to the neighboring states like Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, or Kerala, or many states of Bharata. Here you can see that these 430 colleges are being done not in exactly the district headquarters, but rural and deep rural colleges. Deep rural areas we got these colleges, and you can see that there are 3.5 lakh students studying there. It is not a joke. Huge number. Every year we get an approximately 1 to 1.25 lakh students onboarding to our graduation. And at the same time, every year, more than 1 lakh students are getting graduated and they are moving out from our colleges. So Karnataka, the government first grade colleges, it is every year it is contributing more than lakh graduates to this world. And the one more interesting factor is, out of this 3.5 lakhs approximately the students what we have, more than 60% are girls, and they are from rural areas. And many of them are first-time graduates from their family. Their parents couldn't reach to the 10th standard or to the PU or to the higher education 20, 30 years back in rural areas due to so many socio-economic challenges. But they are sending their daughters to higher education. So this is where the government first grade colleges of Karnataka is contributing. And as you have seen, more than 90% of the students, both boys and girls, are from OBC, SC, ST students. So downtrodden or the economically weaker section, it's just a social reform that is happening in Karnataka in the past few decades. And the fee for boys, probably around 10,000 to 15,000. Yeah, that's it. They can finish off their degree. And for girls, it is almost free. So whichever the government comes, whichever the political party government comes, they are all supporting to this. And the courses offered in these colleges are arts, commerce, management, and so like BA, BSc, BCom, BCA, BSc. When we went for the gap analysis, we came to know that we need 25,000 computers to these 430 colleges. Why we need computers? Because that helps in employment. Today, irrespective of any subject the student studies, whether it may be an art student or it may be in commerce or management or the science student, everyone has to go through computer learning, computer applications, computer programming. Today, if any student goes for an interview, there the first and the foremost thing the interviewer actually just goes through the resume is, does this candidate is got any knowledge of computer? Does they know about Word, how to use the Word or doc file or the Excel file or the PPT or some programming? So all these things, whether the students are in history or geography or whatever maybe, they have to, before leaving the college, they should have this knowledge before leaving. That is the employment. The computer makes it. And also today's syllabus, education policy syllabus also, it says that every student should have the knowledge of computer, skill-based. And 3 years before, when we started this program, Help Educate, this was actually corporate outreach to GFGCs have written there, but virtually what happened was we started approaching the MNCs. It was outreach from us to the corporates. So then there was no additional fund for the government, from the government. As you are seeing, government is not that just they have to take care of 3.5 lakh students, but they have to take care of the 6 crores or 7 crores people of Karnataka. And even for colleges, government has chipped in to give college buildings, additional classrooms, desks, smart classrooms, LMS, so many things it is contributing. Library automation, so many things it is doing. NAC process will be there. It is supporting every activity. Some activities or some additional things are very much required, and these we have to get it from the society. Then the whole college concept becomes compatible to all the government colleges becomes compatible to any private degree college or the aided degree college. That is the concept. So when I said 3 years back, this was the time, April, May 2020. That is the coronavirus, COVID pandemic, lockdown was there. Just a month before, I got a chance to meet Deepak from Cognizant, the global CSR head. They had visited our department in the first week of March. Then the commissioner Anirudh was there, and we had a chat. That's it. It was not a big thing. Actually, I invited them only, or they came to our office only to discuss about the employability aspects of our students, to train them, something like this. But in April, Pradeep Prabhakar came as the commissioner in the first lockdown itself. In the second lockdown, we all had to go to office. Yeah, during COVID, everyone locked up in their homes, but we, the government officials, had to go. The police has to come out. Vegetable vendors came out. Milk vendors came out. Asha Karyakartas, so they came out. Hospitals, all the doctors, medical, they all came out risking the life. So every day we had to go to the office. We came to know about the fund crunch immediate. Government didn't had money. It has gone into, COVID has made economically poor. So the government can't able to fund further. That was the situation. Then out of box thinking, during COVID, we can't stop the education. That is most important. So education, we didn't want to stop it. So a lot of meetings happened, how to continue through online, and all the help what we want from the corporates, and all the discussion happened at the commissioner's office. And the only thing we came to know about that, we have to outreach ourselves to MNCs. It's not that we can't wait for the MNCs to know about our department and then come and help us. No, it is, we have to go there. We have to tell them. This was the concept. So the first and the foremost company that responded to our request was Cognizant. Dozens of meetings happened through video conference. As we know, video conferences was not heard much before COVID. If there is any video conference, people were telling that no, it's boring or something like that. In-person meeting was the most sought for. But in COVID, we all had to adjust to the video conferences, how much painful it may be, but we had to go through that. So there was meetings in our department. There were video conferences in the Cognizant, and in between us, dozens of meetings happened. And finally, by December 2020, Cognizant told us that they are going to give us 12,500 computers, absolutely free of cost. So I started flying when Deepak told me. I told the commissioner that we are going to get 12,500 computers and all. We were just jumping because it's worth crores of rupees, and we are going to contribute to the society. And I'm looking after this for the entire department, and commissioner has entrusted me that job, and it was just a flying thing. But something happened. The next challenge came. Computers which are going to be supplied are debonded. What do you mean by debonded? They will pull out all the softwares inside the computer as per their company rules and regulation, and they will give to us just a box, an instrument, where I can't use it for doc files or the Word file or Excel or PPT, anything. What to do with that? 12,500 computers. The moment of joy just dropped, and had nothing to, I don't know, I didn't had any way, how to approach, where to approach, whom to approach. Then once again, Deepak gave me the idea of approaching Rotary International Mohan Ramanathan. Yeah, Mohan Ramanathan, Jairaman. We started discussing with them. They, till then, had a knowledge of Rotary. But I had the knowledge only to limit that they are going to help some 2-3 schools or 2-3 colleges, they develop it and something like this. But entire Karnataka, 400 and odd degree colleges, higher education, never it had happened. But I should say thank to them. They agreed on 4 things. Number 1, to receive computer on behalf of our department. We didn't have any vehicles or anything like that to go and pick up the computers. They agreed to take it, to do it on our behalf, wherever the Cognizant gives. Secondly, purchasing original softwares from Microsoft. Cost lakhs together. They agreed they will go to purchase it on our behalf. Number 3, uploading the software. That is the challenge. Thousands of computers and you have to upload softwares. You need people, where to bring the people, how to make it. But they agreed. Do you know who uploaded these softwares? RV Engineering College Computer Science students and Atria Engineering College Computer Science students. They came almost a month or above, more than a month. They came there, they sat with us, they unlocked, unpacked all the computers, they started uploading anything and they went. Of course, we just gave them the food or something like that, repacked it, supplied to all the 400 colleges across Karnataka, free of cost. Then the MOU happened at Vidhan Soda on 26th February. You can see there that then the Deputy Chief Minister and Minister for Higher Education, Dr. Ashwath Narayan sir, Pradeep sir, Commissioner, Praveen Rao from Cognizant, Nagendra Prasad from Rotary, everyone is there in banquet hall. But this day had 2 things. One, of course, this is official. The second thing was personal. Too personal it was. On that day, just a week before, my granddaughter and the naming ceremony was on this same day, 26th. And since it happens at my task to do, I had to do it, I had to be there. But at the same day, this Cognizant computers, the greatest thing, it is creating history because our department was 60 years old by that day. And in 60 years, this is for the first time such a huge crores of rupees of computers we are getting it, and we are all the colleges we are sending it, and many of the government colleges in deep rural colleges, they didn't have minimum computers also even to do the official work. That was the historic day. But here, I thank my family members, in-laws, everyone. They came to know about this, and they just they could able to understand the gravity of this, and they allowed me to be in this function, to be in this program, absolutely without any. I need not have to think about the home, but just concentrate towards this. This is how it happened. So in just a month or 2, we started receiving computers. You can see there, the computers started reaching from Chennai, from Coimbatore, from Kochi, everywhere. And these computers were kept in one of the government college auditorium. You can see the students from Atria and RV Engineering College, they are coming over there. And with the help of the Rotary, they are just unpacking those. All the trainings happened, everything happened. Started working. Then the challenge was preparing the distribution list. It is not just 20-30 colleges we are having. It is just 430 colleges. Each college is unique. We had to take a lot of studies on the student strength, so many things we had to take. We had to make that. It took hours and hours together for me to do that. A draft, we have to do it, then it has to be submitted to the commissioner for approval. So their commissioner, they will go to see that, and they will give the guidance how it has to be done from there on, how it has to be done, all those. It happened, computer started, challenge was there. Usually the people think that if anything is given to the government institutes, that pack won't be opened for years. it will be kept as it is. The challenge was to make it open and establish labs, all without any pie from the government. This was the challenge, and it happened in last 2 years. Nearly 400 colleges of government first grade college across Karnataka, now they got computer labs. I'm sharing in this link here. You can see there, we got photos of computer labs of all these colleges. Fantastic thing that has happened. Now all the government colleges across Karnataka, they got minimum computers, and yeah. And you can ask me then, what is the impact of this? Impact is government, as you know, the government changed. Now the new government is here, and any government, they just support all these activities. So the new government, seeing this, by that time now nearly more than 100 government colleges from rural areas, they just came forward, they submitted a request to the government, present government, saying that they want to start BCA course and computer courses. Why? Employment. Now the rural government college student, deep rural government college students, to learn computers, to learn computer program, they need not have to come to the district headquarters or some other colleges. They need not to travel too much. So this is the concept, and they also will become in 2-3 years, by the time they complete their graduation, they will be, employable. Skill, they will be having computer knowledge, skill will be there. So the present government, approved computer science and BCA courses for more than 130 colleges. And even to this, the good thing is, even to these colleges, already computers, what we are given, in addition to that, minimum at 10 computers to these college, already supply has started. Cognizant computers through Rotary, we already started. So this is how it is happening, and this happened for the first time in the history of our Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. At the end, I thank Dr. C. N. Ashwath-Narayan sir, the then Chief Deputy CM and then Minister for Higher Education, the present Minister for Higher Education, Dr. M.C. Sudhakar. Of course, Pradeep P. Commissioner, the earlier commissioner, who stood with us like a rock, started guiding everything. It was a great journey. With his support and guidance, we could able to perform all these things. And then Jagadish is the new commissioner, and Jagadish sir also is supporting all these activities now, and the entire Cognizant team. It may be Deepak, it may be Bala from Coimbatore, Rajan from Chennai, and all their team. I really thank them, and entire Rotary international team, right from Mohan Ramanathan, Jairaman, Aradhya, Puttaraju. Puttaraju is the person who took, his responsibility was to collect the computers from wherever it is that they are giving Cognizant, and get it and store it at a place safe and sound, and also to upload see that computers, softwares are uploaded, once again repack it and send it. So, and then district Rotarians, they also chipped into this cause across Karnataka. And of course, our directors or the additional directors, joint directors, special officers at our head office and joint director office. And it may be like our Ramesh Reddy or Nandita or Srikant or Manikanta or Srinivas or all the IT section and the commissioner office, everyone just chipped in, all the principals. They no sooner they were getting the computers, they unpacked it and they started establishing the labs and brought it to the use for the student purpose. IT coordinators, all GFGC faculty, etc., who all chipped into this cause. And also thank the volunteers, student volunteers of RV College, Engineering College and Atria Engineering College. Even during the pandemic time, they came there as a service motto and they did for us. And also Disciples India Learning Forum, which is giving us a platform. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for giving me an opportunity.
So thank you, sir. Thanks for sharing your experience. Normally, we'll be hearing, so this institution or this organization funded or donated, but we normally don't know how the process of funding happens. So you took us to a different journey. Thanks a lot for your time, sir. Now I request Mr. Deepak to take over the next session. Introducing Mr. Deepak. Deepak is currently serving as the CEO of Cognizant Foundation India. Deepak brings a wealth of experience spanning 28 years in corporate social responsibility, employee volunteering, business operation, and IT program management. Deepak has previously served in Wipro, Cognizant, and Mindtree. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being a part of the session. The stage is yours, sir.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening to everybody on the Zoom call. Thank you, Disciples India Learning Forum, for this opportunity. This may be a slightly unique session compared to all the self-improvement and other topics that has been done in the prior years. But the idea of this session was primarily to establish and rather share the spirit of collaboration among organizations, without which something historical would not have been possible. So I'll begin my session. Okay, so Narayan Prasad sir mentioned, it started with the first visit to the Department of Collegiate Education. This was in their old building. But this would not have happened but for one incident that happened, wherein as part of Cognizant, I was then in 2019 leading the employee volunteering program. Particularly in corporates, many well-established corporates and smaller organizations run employee volunteering program where they give a platform to their employees to contribute to certain social causes. It may be helping improve the learning levels in schools, or supporting environmental causes by afforestation or sapling plantation and maintenance activity, helping the physically challenged or hearing impaired or people without eyesight, and many other activities. So we were one among the top corporates who had a culture of employee volunteering established within Cognizant since 2007. And I was lucky to be part of that platform and I joined that role to lead the employee volunteering program in 2017. So as part of one of the activities, we were partnering with an NGO to support a employability drive. So it was basically a event that was conducted in the Koramangala police grounds, where there was thousands of people with various disabilities who came in to seek employment from various corporates who had set up their stalls. And Cognizant was the volunteering partner for that event, where we helped people with disabilities to come inside the venue, get them registered, take their resume and record it in a resume bank, and then based on their qualification, based on their experience, direct them to various corporate stalls, and also help with the food arrangements. So this was the volunteering activity that about 200 or so employees from Cognizant had participated to ensure the success of the employability event. So this was basically a job search event. So in that event, Narayan Prasad sir was there. He looked around the stalls, gave his visiting card to one employee, and then left the venue. I had not met him at all. He didn't meet me. I didn't interact with him. So a few days later, that employee came to my desk and then gave, sir, so I'm giving it to you. You do whatever you want. And typically we get a lot of cards when we go to events. Sometimes, many a times we sort of keep it, but do nothing about it. And this card said Department of Collegiate Education. So that created an interest as to what is Department of Collegiate Education. And I think I would have probably called Narayan Prasad sir to ask, what is this organization? Who are you? Why did you come to that event? What can we do to the Department of Collegiate Education? Remember that we were very active in volunteering. And so I saw an opportunity probably to impact the students who probably came from rural areas, a lot of them. So we went to the old department building near Vidhan Sauda. And then I and my team member Lakshmi met the then commissioner, and we had a brief interaction. And so many months later, of course, with Pradeep Prabhakar sir, and I'm fast forwarding to February 2021, where we established an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. Is basically agreement between two organizations that Cognizant will share time, talent, and technology, and will share its IT assets. How did we share time, talent, and technology? Basically by means of volunteering. So for example, my team member went to an awareness session in Yelahanka College, where we talked to the students about, hey, there are lakhs of corporate employees in Cognizant. So at that point, we had about 3 lakh employees working in Cognizant worldwide, about 2 lakhs in India, and about 25,000 of them in Bangalore. So we created awareness that we can help you become more employable. But for that, you will have to attend certain sessions. So the first session, and there were many sessions I wanted to highlight, was Adobe Spark training to teaching faculty for content creation. Note that it was COVID at that point, first wave happened. And the professors or the teaching faculty in the department were requested to conduct sessions online. Many of them, you would have seen pictures and videos of how they balanced their mobiles between 2 books and did the recording and so on and so forth. But this is again in the spirit of collaboration. We collaborated with Adobe, which had a software called Adobe Spark, using which people can create websites with content, text content, video content, audio content, photos, and so on. So this was a training. Adobe trained Cognizant employees. Cognizant employees volunteered to train the teachers to use Adobe Spark for content creation, so that instead of a boring PPT with few slides, it was more audio visual, wherein there was videos that were played, there were audio files, pictures, and text. So it improved the quality of learning as per our knowledge. Couple of other examples, soft skill sessions with students is something that we did. We also did classroom management session for teaching faculty. Again, something new that the professors and the teaching faculty experienced during COVID was nobody is in front of you because it is a Zoom session or a Teams call. But then you have to engage them. You don't know because everybody is on video off. So you don't know whether they are awake, learning, not understanding, and so on. So certain simple tips were shared in that session as to how to manage the classroom. Basically, try to run some surveys or polls using Zoom software option during the course of your session. So these were some of the volunteering activities that was done. Now coming to computer donation or sharing our IT asset. Typically in Cognizant pre-COVID, we used to donate in hundreds, 20, 10, 15, 30 and so on. The rest of it used to go to e-waste. So typically in Cognizant, the process is a person who joins the company is assigned a desktop in one of our office locations, Manyata, Whitefield in Bangalore, for example. And they have to work on their desktop. They'll come in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock, work until 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and then come the next day and continue working on the desktop. And roughly after 6 or 7 years, the desktop will be taken out of operations and then given to e-waste vendor who will disassemble the parts and then process it in a e-waste recognized facility. Today, the challenge of e-waste is growing. How to manage e-waste? There are materials like mercury, for example, within the PCBs and other small items used in the computers. If it is not given to a recognized e-waste vendor, it can cause harm to us because it can seep through the ground into the groundwater, and we will be probably consuming that water from the bore wells, right? So this was the situation that was happening. However, Cognizant had certain recognized e-waste vendor where the majority of the computers after the 6 or 7 years of usage used to go to e-waste vendors, and donations used to happen in hundreds. Now after COVID, during wave 1, the situation was that everybody had to work from home. But where are the computers for them? They are in office because these are desktops. During the day when the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, announced the lockdown, certain employees were encouraged to take desktops in their cars, and some cabs were arranged and so on. But the vast majority of the computers still were in office. So this is a picture that you see in one of our offices wherein the computers are packed, ready to be sent to a employee in Basveshwar Nagar, this address, an employee in Whitefield, this address, and so on and so forth. Of course, there was productivity loss because the employee didn't have computers for 1 week, 2 weeks, and so on. Now, when this started happening, now some of the employees complained that, hey, there is a power cut happening in our home. And so when the desktop is used and power cut happens, I can't work on my project work. So this caused again billing loss for Cognizant because they can't bill the client. So there was UPS sent to the employee's house. Because at that point in time, it was impossible to procure 10,000s and lakhs of laptops, which typically comes from China, Vietnam, and such places. We could get in 50, hundreds, but not 1,000, 10,000 and lakhs, because we needed that volume, right? Ultimately, the plan was to replace with laptops. But over a period of time, the company worked with our vendors to supply laptops, thus replacing the desktop that came to that went to the employees' homes. Now, when the employee was given the laptop, the desktop has to come back to office. When it started coming back, we realized that there is an opportunity here to do something good with the desktop, right? So there was again thousands and 10,000s of desktops were coming to our office premises back in Bangalore, Coimbatore, Kochi, Hyderabad, and so on. Now, what to do with the desktop? Okay, the typical way it would have been handled is, I mean, this desktop would be 3 years old, somewhere 2, somewhere 4 years old, in good working condition. Is it right to give it to e-waste? It still has a life of 3, 4, 5 years. So we decided we need to do something. Now the challenge was the volume of desktops were about 60 to 70,000 across various locations in India. We can't deal with many organizations to ensure that we can donate. So one idea that we thought was we should donate, but we can't donate to a lot of organizations because it causes logistical nightmare to handle. If we give one organization 20, another organization 30 and so on, we need to deal with 300, 400 organizations because we are ultimately looking at 60,000 desktops or 70,000 desktops. So that's when the idea stuck within the company that we should look at government departments. And fortunately, we already had a relationship with the Department of Collegiate Education. In Telangana, we also made a huge donation to the Telangana Social Welfare Residential Education Institutions and Society, which runs again several hundred colleges for the poor and the tribal children, and also to the school education department in Madurai, and also to the corporation schools in Chennai. So we established this relationship with 4 or 5 of these organizations where we could do large volume donation. Now, with respect to the donation, again, it is a logistical challenge. It is okay for 10, 20, 30, which we used to donate in the past. Now we have to donate 60,000 odd computers. And like Mr. Narayan Prasad said, the computers can't be sent as is because it contains proprietary software that Microsoft would have licensed to Cognizant. It contains some personal and official data which was maintained by the employee during the course of his project work. And so there was a process that was set up to wipe the computers clean. Now, with respect to the donation, also another thing happened is because it is large volume, we have to follow certain legal procedures to make sure that no hanky-panky happens with respect to the computers. It is going to the right person, right institution, and for the right cause. So there was a committee set up where the India MD, the CFO, myself, and a few others were present, wherein we discussed the importance of identifying these government institutions and who are these government institutions, what is our existing relationship, and so on. There were many, many more requests that were there, but we shortlisted these 4 or 5 institutions, particularly the Department of Collegiate Education in this case. And then we suggested that 12,500 computers can be donated to the department. So that's how the process started. Now the logistical challenge, coming back, wiping out the data and the software. Now in that process, some computers which were 2, 3, 4 years old refused to work because it was moving back and forth between office and employee house back to office. So something had happened. So that to exclude certain non-working assets, because we don't want a bad name for the company saying that we dumped to the government. And then there was basic packing done, and then shipment was done. Now, there are 430 colleges across the length and breadth of Karnataka. All the computers were in Chennai, Bangalore, Coimbatore, and Kochi. How do we get it to the various colleges? So that was impossible for Cognizant to manage. That's where Rotary came in. And again, Mohan will explain more details in the next session. But what I wanted to highlight was we sort of looked at a hub and spoke model. So we had identified a few hubs from where the computers will come. So for example, hub 1, Kochi. From Kochi, a batch of computers will come. From Chennai, from Bangalore, and hub 4 was Hyderabad. These are the locations where computers were available. Now, this has to go to the colleges ultimately, but we cannot do that last mile delivery to the colleges. So we got involved, we got Rotary involved, but we offered it to get it to some location in Karnataka. So again, one of the discussion was, okay, let us identify the spokes in the sense where the bulk delivery can happen. Now, I don't know whether to call it sectors or divisions or whatever. There were many colleges in the Mysore region, many colleges in the Dakshin Kannada region, many colleges in the Hubli, Dharwad and north of Karnataka, and several colleges in Bangalore, rural and around Bangalore. So that's where we decided that there will be some Bangalore, whatever computers are in Bangalore, they'll be used in the Bangalore region primarily. Whatever comes from Kochi will go to Mysore. Whatever is available in Kochi, Coimbatore, some of them will go to Mangalore. Whatever is in Hyderabad will go to Hubli, Dharwad. Again, the idea was not to send computers over hundreds, 300, 500 kilometers, because again, there will be a challenge that it might get damaged. So as far as possible, the nearest landmark location kind of thing. So this is what happened, which enabled thousands of computers to reach the spokes like Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli, and of course in Bangalore. So again, the idea was that how multiple organizations can come together to achieve something that has not been done before. So I just wanted to leave that message that if we have to do something which is first time, something we want to be known in history for a long time, the spirit of collaboration and partnership between multiple people or multiple organizations is very important. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Deepak. That was a wonderful journey which you explained. What are the logistics challenges which comes up when delivering the goods? Now we want to hear the last part, like how it got, everything got assembled and how it got dispersed to the respective colleges. Now I would request Mr. Mohan Ramnathan. Mr. Ramnathan is an entrepreneur, mentor, and technology consultant for organizations for digital strategy consulting and digital transformation in many domains, including IT, education, healthcare, and technologies, areas like IoT and blockchain. Currently, he runs a consulting company called Blue Sky Consulting in the areas of technology and technology aggregations. He is also a social entrepreneur and is part of few trust and Section A companies. His key objectives is to apply technology for social change, as he believes in using technology to prepare for the future and many social issues, including poverty. He is in Rotary for past 20 years and active in both club and district level projects. He is involved in education, environment, healthcare as primary focus. During COVID times, he has been associated with many clubs and other NGOs to provide dry rations, cooked food, medical kits, livelihood to lower economic segment of the society. He has published papers and articles in professional journals and actively involved in professional forums. His personal interest outside work includes cooking, book reading, astronomy, Western classical music, wine tasting, travel, and etc. So I welcome Mr. Mohan Ramnathan to the stage. Please.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Greetings to all, and welcome all the people in the Zoom call also. So my name is Mohan Ramanathan. I'm from Rotary, and I'm going to talk about how we did it, how the effective or of creating the impact for the society, and how Rotary operates, etc. I'm going to talk about it. So as you can see, we named it as a Sahakarita, as a collaboration. So that's the meaning of Sahakarita. And this is a Cognizant donated computers and technology support by 3190. It's a district name. I'll come back to that. And we set up 400 plus labs in government first grade colleges in Karnataka. This is a multi-district project. I will again explain what it is. So you can see multiple name numbers, 3190, 8281, etc. So that is the multiple districts of Karnataka. I mean, the Rotary in Karnataka, we all work together. So what is Rotary? Why Rotary comes in and what do we do? So we are the largest non-profit organization in the world. We are in 172 countries, and we are the most trusted with funds. That is, people give us money, and we have zero or low overheads. How is that possible? Everybody is a volunteer. We don't get paid. All of us are volunteers. So we have our own profession, and we also do social impact project. So we all have the same like-minded people who come together. So we have 7 areas of focus: peace, then disease prevention, that is healthcare, water and sanitation, maternal and child care, basic education, community, economic development, so livelihood, and environment. These are all the various things. So whatever we do, we try to map to this. In today's parlance, if all of you are aware of this, there are 17 UN declared SDGs are there, Sustainable Development Goals. So we map to almost everything, correct? So we have 7, but it's mapping to everything, because the environment will also include certain other things. So like that, we manage it. Now people think Rotary is a rich organization, because if you look at the number of people in the world, the members, we have around 1 million plus people. In India alone, we have what we call as a district. I belong to 3191. The district has 100 clubs. Each club has got around 40 to 50 members. So if you multiply, you'll know that there are 40 such districts in India, and we are around into so many clubs, into so many people. 30,000-40,000 people are there. So how do we get to this money, and what have we done in any given year? All over India, we do somewhere around 1,000 crore worth of social work, social projects. You take my district alone, we do around 100 crore. So how do you do that? So people imagine many times that Rotary has a bank account like any corporate, and all we need to do is take our pen, sign a check. No, we don't have. We beg. What we do? We beg. We are told internally, we all understand, do not hesitate. Go to people like Deepak and beg. Go to anybody else and beg, and we get the money, right? That's how we raise money. So when somebody says, can you do something? We have to raise funding, then only we can do it. We cannot do otherwise, right? So many times people get confused. They say, oh, you can take care. No, we cannot take care. No, like Narayana Prasad was saying, he did a lot of volunteer thing, and he, from his personal money, he paid. And same way we do. I also pay a lot of things from my personal money to do. For example, I had to come here. Nobody is going to reimburse, right? We come. So there are many ways by which we spend money, and we donate individually, and we go and look at our family and get money. And we also look at any other organization and get money. Luckily, India is probably the only country or one of the countries where what they call as a CSR funding is available, corporate social responsibility funding. Anybody with more than 5 crore turnover, they have to give minimum 5% as CSR funding. It's a compulsory. So for us, it's very easy to go. We know that almost all these companies will have this kind of funding. So we have to go and convince them. It's not that I go and ask Titan, that Titan gives me money, but Titan gives me money. Titan has given us crores of rupees when you go with a justification saying what it is. That is where I was telling you, we are most trusted with funds. We are the highest star rating in the world because our accounts are clean and we have a habit of what you call every year, everybody changes. The president changes in the club, members change in the club. So members are there, but all the office bearers. So we all do the project. Some projects are what you call continuous projects. Some are new project that year people take, and this is how we do it. So how do we operate? We engage with the public to address the problem and pain points. We are all professionals. Most of us are professional, lawyers, doctors, engineers, you name it. We are trying to come up with a consulting arm in Rotary, and we could actually beat anybody else like Ernst Young or McKinsey in giving you proper paper and suggest. We facilitate and generate solutions. So what do I mean by that? Where we have perfected the art is when you come with the one liner of a social problem. Then we work out. We raise funds from corporate donors and Rotarians, and we measure long-term goals, and we come up with a solution which is aligned to the problem. So for example, when Narayana Prasad called me and said, Mohan, we have this problem. This is the problem. We have the computer, but we do not know what to do next. How do we fund this? He said, don't worry. We'll come back to you with solution. So then we brainstorm, come back saying that, okay, these are all the various aspects. This is what we can do. So we have I just listed out some of the key projects. Polio eradication worldwide, we have spent billions of dollars, and Bill Gates had given us close to $1 billion as donation for that. Lake rejuvenation, digital enablement at schools and colleges like desktops, tablets, etc. We had given during COVID time 20,000 tablets we were able to raise. Okay, all came from public, all came from companies, not Rotary has paid for it. We work with PHCs, Arogya City, BBMP as partners. For example, BBMP called me. We are still in discussion. They called and said, like Deepak was telling, they just called and said, hey, we want to screen 200,000 underprivileged people and see how many people are having diabetic. We don't have a data. Can you do it? We are doing it. We said, okay. We know how to do it. Arogya City is another big social organization, BBMP. Then we are also working in what we call as an atmospheric water generator, which is like a magic, pulling from thin air. We pull out water and make that available. And that's going into communities, schools. And this year we are going to do for 100 schools in Bangalore, this AWG as we call it. 1,500 acres of forestation in Challakere. So the entire place was given to us by Karnataka Forest Department, and we are developing it as forest. And we are working with IISc on rare disease screening in Chikmagalur with IISc. Okay, so these are all some other projects to talk about. Now, when did this computer program start? Now, why did we go and say, commit to the Department of College Education? Yes, we could do, because we had been doing this for the last 10 years or so. So I was working in HP. It all started, is a very funny story. And in the management meeting, we would always discuss how much warehouse rental are we paying every month. And they would say, oh, it's becoming too much. We don't have space. As he said, imagine 50,000, 60,000 computers are there, bonded. You have to keep it. And end of 5 years, when the bonding was over, give it to e-waste. So I was just thinking, what is this stupid thing? Why are they keeping it and giving it to? Because every 2 years or 3 years, they change our computers to the latest technology, right? Or laptops. So MNCs replace computers to their employees every 3 years till they can be removed from customs bonded warehouse. There is a huge rental being paid. Why waste replaced desktop in good working condition? As I said, they have life still. But challenges are, when we talk to them, they said, oh, what about my branding? We don't want somebody to be misusing our branding. We don't want somebody to say that, hey, I found HP computer there. So they didn't want a brand name cannot be tarnished with need, and because they may need support. They didn't want to see that. And they don't want to go to a refurbished market. People could take it, misuse it. And who will monitor end use? How do we know that who is using? What if Rotary steps in and build this, this gap? How do we bridge the gap, digital gap? So we told them, give us data wipe, totally remove all the data. So you don't have a problem about security, that is data security. If we will load with the license OS, how? Because Microsoft has got a scheme for education. So all we need to do is go and ask them, saying that it is what we need. And they said, okay, this is the small amount you pay and you can do that. Then we will donate this to government schools, skill development centers, colleges, etc. And near located Rotary clubs will be associated so they can monitor, track, and ensure that the usage is there. The above proposal was vetted by legal department, global legal department, and took us 2 years before they could get convinced. Yes, this is a working one. And believe me, I went to the customs and told them this is what we plan to do. So release all the bonded computers to us. If they come, don't ask them to pay for the balance period, pay the custom duty. So even government agreed. At the end of it, we got approval, and that started what we call as a Sankhya. That time we called it Sankhya Vidya Foundation, and 20,000 computers were donated. So how did we do that? We completely automated the process. We had a request form, approvals after review and inspecting the request. So we would call the person, somebody would call the school or college and find out, do they really need, all these things. Process driven for second data wipe. We would do a complete data wipe again, and any small problem, we will fix it. Then we would load OS and other tools. OS could be Microsoft. Sometimes some colleges wanted with a Linux and OpenOffice, so we could load all that. And we would take care of delivery logistic, follow up on usage through Rotary clubs, and fully funded for all operation costs by sponsoring Rotary clubs. We would ask them, please fund this. This is what we need per computer. Fund us. So when Cognizant came to us saying that, we have 12,500 computers, rather DCE came to us saying, Cognizant is donating so much, and they told that you would help us in logistic and software. Can you help us? So we said, okay. And because if you remember Narayana Prasad, I did not tell him, we did not tell him, we will come back to you, we need approvals. Because like any organization, we also have hierarchy. But we knew if we have the solution, the Rotary would support. So we said yes and committed on behalf of the Rotary district that I belong to, and all the 5 different districts in Karnataka, saying I would do that. And when I went back and told the topmost person, district governor, he was very happy. He said, fantastic, go ahead and do it. And when we talked to all the district, they said, yes, sir, tell us what you want. We will help you. So we worked out the entire thing, what you see in this, pick up, deliver to colleges, load software, test and certify, saying that it's working, audit and report, online support for 1 year. All these things we put together and said, this is how we will do it. So Rotary role was to promote and mobilize within Rotary and CSR, create a team of digital warriors. We call them digital warriors. They were Rotaractors, employees, Rotarians, students from colleges, anybody who would like to help us. Train the team in testing the system, installation, and create a cloud-based tracker, which would ensure that every serial number, we could track it to the exact college where it is situated. Periodic audit and facilitate end-life e-waste deployment of the computers. All these things we put together as a process. So CSR funds, the support came from CSR funds, Rotary Club sponsoring one college, covering the cost, because each college had around 20, 30 computers. So we said, that means, you need to pay only in thousands, you have to pay us and we can take care. The advantage is then you become a mentor to the college, you get associated, and there are 3.5, he said, I think now it is 5 lakh students. So you have so many brilliant minds to shape for the future citizenship, right? Individual donors, events, security for Bangalore and Mysore, wherever we could do that. Transport-oriented Rotarians, all these people we brought in together and we worked out. So what is the learning from this? So one is, as I said, RV College in Atria, the students came. Hundreds they came. So I will show you later a picture where we put in 50 computers at a time in multiple desks, and people could simply, they were told what they should do. And we needed internet to enable Windows and other downloading. So we had many of these things in memory stick, but still we had to go to internet and activate the licenses. You won't believe it. People like you, because we're all students, people like you used their smartphone as a hotspot and made that happen. Okay? And because they're all, again, engineering students, bright students, I had to only just define the problem to them, saying, hey, I need documentation, I need this, I need this, and this. And they arranged among themselves, made into smaller groups. Somebody was managing them. We didn't even know. They would come only around lunchtime saying, sir, can you arrange for lunch? Get pizza for them. And they were happy, right? So it worked like a clockwork. It's Narayana Prasad started a blog, and that was very, very crucial. So what happened was, every time the entire 12,500 computers did not come in one shot. It would come 1,000, 2,000, at various times. Within 2 months to 3 months, we would ensure that it is fully loaded and given to the student, and the department, the GFGC colleges, those students actually unpacked and installed. We trained them, we made videos, sent them the videos, told them what to do, and it became a project, and they were very enthusiastic, right? So this, because of this, as I already mentioned, the colleges, the intake into the colleges increased in rural places. 3.5 became in 2 years' time 5 lakh, and they started BCA and BSc computer science courses because now they have computers. And all these computers are working computers. Paved the way for multi-level collaboration, and to the government, it saved crores of rupees, literally. Rotary raised funds for logistics, software licenses, etc. That also in crores. Okay. Big thanks to Commissioner, Mr. Narayana Prasad, Nandita Madam of DCE, Deepak and Bala, Cognizant team, Jairam, who my colleague who worked with me, Rotarians, Rotractors from Rotary, and Raju, who is sitting here. He's our support for all this loading, testing, and everything. That's my 20 minutes. So this is the support we got. So now this is the picture I'm going to show you. So you can see these are all the labs. These are all I taken from Narayana Prasad's blog. And everywhere he was so ruthless and professional. The moment I tell him that, ask them, have you installed? If you're not installed, why you're not installed? And the documentation was in every place. We knew exactly how many computers went, and he would put that in and ensure that everything is tallied. This is the team. You can see the young retractors and people from RV and Atria. You can see the place was given to us by government, DCE, and we could, these are the computers lined up. And you can see here, this is the commissioner, Mr. Pradeep Prabhakar. And you can see other colleagues here, Jairam, you can see Narayana Prasad, and you can see Aradhya. All these people helped us. And this is where the logistic of everything going in buses, going to various places. So everything was done as a clockwork thanks to all the collaboration we got. The last part I want to say is the appeal. So what we are saying is, one is, as you know, people can come together and do a lot of work. And this requires public and companies' support. Many of you may be working in larger companies. So unless that support comes us, if the support is there, then we can actually do large projects like this, which will make a big impact. Imagine before this Cognizant computers came in, I think none of the colleges had a computer lab, or they had very old computers. So they didn't know what to actually make use of it. So they had to go and sign up in outside computer centers to do some work. Now, after giving this, we are getting requests from colleges saying they want computers for languages, language lab. They want computers for more computers for other things. In fact, we went to an all-women university, and those people are saying that time there were around 3,000 students. When we asked how many computers you need, they said 3,000. You know, that's a kind of request coming in because they also now know it is possible. There is nothing impossible. It is possible to get all these things. Thanks a lot. It was a good journey, and I enjoyed the entire journey with both Deepak and Narayana Prasad. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. That was a wonderful session. There's a saying goes, coming together is a beginning, staying together is a progress, and working together is a success. I can see the overall success which has been done by all the three teams. A big round of applause. So before we go ahead, any questions? Sir, you had a question, please.
Question I had, between this kind of colleges, the challenges which we have seen is that we don't have a technical staff to install it and make sure that challenge and take care of that. Technical people are not there.
Because of that, I mean, Rotary brought the computer science students from IIT and Army Engineering College, and
Across Canada.
they applied it here
Here in
and in Bangalore. In Mysore, see, computers from Bangalore or Chennai used to come from to Bangalore. And but likewise, we just made all those places as a hub for cloud as well.
Yeah.
And there, the technical people used to be there to load the softwares. So they were hired for that purpose and they did it. Yeah.
So it was like Mohan mentioned, there was some documentation that was prepared by Rotary, step-by-step instruction. So any layman can follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was going to say, students, even though they are not trained, they are bright students. And every college has an IT coordinator. So some of the teachers, they actually study. So he gave us a studio, take the entire picture of video of
How to upload.
how to upload.
That video was also circulated.
So there was a physical studio in Bangalore near Vidhanpur associated with the department.
Right.
Where they can record professional video.
Right.
And they have some guest talks by, for example, Ramesh Arvind, popular Kannada and Tamil actor, who has spoken to lakhs of students about various topics. So they have a very professional setup which was used in this country.
More like a template and thing. Of course, because it's in the colleges, they will invest in UPS and how that was managed.
Yeah, that was the challenge. The next challenge was that. How to, but it was not. I think we'll do one thing. Can you open the link?
Now, yes, no, there were some photos here.
That's what set up. But
We'll show you.
yeah, like I said, mega electrical.
The link itself. This one, sir. No, the link. We know single, very college-wise course. No, it was a huge work, and off the record, you're not recording, right?
Not yet.
So,
In Zoom.
Zoom is still on? Yes. The reviews for the commissioner, really, our commissioners, I mean, they used to be very strict in all those areas. So the meetings and all, the reviews used to happen, all those things. I mean, we were taking the feedback. I mean, ಯಾವ college ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವ college. ಕೆಲವು time ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವು some few colleges will have some this room shortage. So then they were construction is to happen. It takes some 6 months or 8 months sometimes. So till then they will wait for that. No sooner that room is constructed, they establish the lab. After a very few, otherwise everyone established. They needed computers and mathematics. The labs are targeted. So mathematics, they also need computers. So everyone. So even smart classrooms are government. So every government college, every classroom should be classroom, smart classroom. Yeah. So all the efforts are being there to upgrade the colleges. So in this context, we needed multinational companies also changing so that we can speed up the process. Yeah, this is the this one. So yeah, help educate at the help. This is the blog. Okay. So the help educate is the concept. It's not anything. let's hold on. This is the video. Let's see if I switch on that. So the here it shows you can see the MOU happening. But next. So I'll tell you one interesting thing about that program. Banquet hall for the first time, actually, I went there for the first time. Vidhan, so the banquet hall. It's a huge, I mean, constructing this one. Only program used to happen just the 20-30 minutes before. Commissioner just came and told Prasad, you have to anchor the program. So, banquet hall with 40, 50, 60 media person. Deputy Chief Minister is there next to me. I was asked to sit there along with the same thing.
And
12:30,
we were supposed to start. 12 o'clock, we were all there. Many of us were there. And Mr. Ashwath Narayan came at 12 o'clock to interact with us.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Now, half an hour before he was there.
So it was a good, I mean, it is the greatest journey. Yeah. So that after the send off was done from our head office, new building. Everyone was there. So yeah, please, go on. See, first college was done at Ramnagara Government State College. College. So that will, I mean, the government will take care of. Government will take care of also. That's what I'm telling. Government chips into many of the problems, what we have issues.
Exactly.
So some of them are from multinational companies also chip in. We can foster the programs and bring the government colleges into an on par with any private degree college. That's what. So you can see the labs of Fantastic President. Just explore them. This is at Malleshwaram that Ashwanath sir himself visited that lab. I mean, T. Dasaralli. Just keep on. Say Tumkuru, K.R. Saviramandia. What we have given to them. And they used to invite the local MLAs and local Rotarians, everyone, and they inaugurated. Keep on. Assam Chikmagalur, everywhere, Hassan, Arkalgud, Udupi. Just come back. This is in Chikkanayakkanalli, a remote place. Tumkur. See, in remote place, a college and the lab is like this. Come to that. I want to show 1 minute, just come back. See? Starlight. It is there. I mean, they did it. See, that's what I said. I mean, the college also took interest in that. The principals and ID coordinator, the professors, everyone, they took interest and they spent money from their from their pocket also to establish these labs. Keep on, the local MLAs is to be called and the inaugurated. You can keep on across Karnataka. Keep on. Let us come to the end of it. What I'm telling, this is not 20 or 30 colleges. These are 400 colleges, and it happened in 2 years. Just in 2.5 years, we could able to do all these things. Very exhaustive. Exhaustive work. Exhaustive work, that's what I'm telling. See, just Bertha, see, I'm just give them a glimpse of what we have done it. I mean, it's a collective. Today's program might be 3 or year means it's a collective thing that's the download on the photo system.
Sir, I have one question.
So,
I have been to CSR, I have been to Rotary, and then I am running my NGO. So I can actually visualize how tough the project is. So did we create some kind of, case study, because it's a, public-private project at that scale, taking care of a state like Karnataka with so much of, village colleges. I think, I don't think that type of big project with Rotary getting involved, and that last mile project, what you have done, so that's huge, because we have been to a couple of, project, but, the one, what you have done, it's huge. I would like to hear if we have faced some kind of challenges.
the reason behind this program is not just highlight only this program. Through this, we want to reach all multinational companies and tell you can chip into the cause of government of Karnataka higher education department. And we are there to help you out, see that everything is getting implemented. And so that the CSR amount can come over here in government degree colleges. And they can see we got the 4 type of thing that, of course, you can take up that, any of that. Number 1, employability, student training in jobs and all. Number 2, what we are having is teachers training, faculty training. If there is any advancement in AI advancement, you want to teach the science teachers about it. In biotechnology, you want to teach in microbiology, you want to teach in commerce or management. But we have started even aerospace management courses also in government colleges. So the faculty training you can do it. Bringing best. And number 3 is infrastructure. You can chip into computers, or you can chip into providing free internet to the college, or you can chip into development of the ground, or you can chip into the desks that they required more, or you can chip into the maintenance of the restrooms. So restrooms are most important because more than 60% are girls. They come from rural and they come in the early morning. After they leave their home, they have to go back in the afternoon or the evening if the labs are there. So they need restroom. Restrooms are must and should. And the maintenance of the restrooms, anyone can take it. So I'm just giving the one by one. Anything you can just chip in. And then the 4th one is important is any company, still we are searching, any company can come over and pick up one college for 3 years or 5 years down the line. Okay, for 5 years, they can put a board and they train the students and say that 80% of them get employed. So these are all the way, I mean, any multinational company can come. So before, to them, we have to show something, that already been done. So today's effort is a bit towards that future. Of course, I'm retired from survey. Still, I'm extending my service to the department in implementing so many.
Sir, I
Documented any case study.
think it should be.
Sir has been suggesting we should write a book, but we have not started on the first line. We need probably some help, somebody who can help us with the, we can talk, right? We can share our experience, we can go back in time, but developing that in a professional manner, somebody who can.
Some kind of documentary, if it could be. Sir, I have one more question. Sir, my personal experience with, working with bureaucracy is very bad. Whenever you go with the.
It's a fantastic question. I got not sure.
Answer. You will be from the department, so you speak to
Let me first complete the question. Let me complete the question.
That takes the matter. So I will tell you here, because my 20 minutes, because 20 minutes, that's what we divided. My 20 minutes was reaching, that's why I didn't mention that. Yeah, we did all this project with 3 points, under 3 points. 1, no financial transaction. Straight away from the company to the college and the students. So nowhere in between, no financial transaction till today. Number 2, no bureaucracy and no red tape. It should just go on. That's it. That's how the department worked. Commissioner helped us and guided us for that. And they were so we did it.
I mean, if the instructions are coming from higher authority, it's easier. But when people like me, I don't have any bureaucratic connections. So when I go to the block office, we call it taluk office in Karnataka. I mean, they have unofficial rate cards. Like I work with a child and mother and child development board. So there are some provision that a pregnant lady should get this much money for nutrition during the period of pregnancy. That money, half of the money is going to the CDPO officer, and that is going officially, right? And I mean, I'm just giving an example. What I'm saying is, it's very difficult to coordinate and get the permissions approval. So there is a kind of some kind of suggestion how to approach, who are the officer. Kind of what I'm saying is it is a challenge, and good to hear that there was no issue in implementing this project. Maybe you were there.
In Government Department of Collegiate Education, anything related to that, you can approach.
So let me give my view of that. One is, in our experience, the commissioner had told us from Rotary side, any college you can walk in. He told all the principals, and whatever you want to improve, you take it up. No problem. There is plain, what you call, straightforward, open statement, whatever you do. But as he mentioned, passing, we remove the money. When you remove the money, then nobody is interested. Vested interest doesn't come. Right? So it's one other thing when we told Commissioner around, can we do this? Can we charge for this, etc. He said, no, the moment you say something, charging, we'll go to tender. Why is BBMP talking to us? Because BBMP has the same problem. Says the moment you say ministers will interfere, people will interfere, tender will come, somebody will give a ridiculous thing, take it up, not do it. So you have to come up with a plan where you say there is no money. The moment we say no money, nobody is interested.
Kaushik, every class will have some bad students. Every government will have some bad sheep. But my experience of meeting the commissioner, Pradeep Prabhakar sir, was phenomenal in the sense that when we initially approached him saying we will do some soft skills for students, he said, how many sessions? He said 1 or 2 per month. How many students? 100, 200. I have 3.5 lakh students. When are you going to cover? No. Think big. People come back. Think big. Because the government is working in scale. So they want also the corporates and other partners to think big. Second, the amount of workload that he handled and to be able to move from one activity to another is phenomenal. And the amount of professionalism that he has shown is probably higher than any corporate professional. Amazing personality, IAS officer, but phenomenal interactions and very short and sweet to the point.
Very nice.
So I just have once again, I think Ramesh asked about the PU project. Right?
See, we are interacting with many PU colleges these days. We have around 50 computer labs so far. We find that the colleges lacks a lot of computer awareness, right? From the teaching staff and infrastructure. It is like high schools, they are getting computers from government. And colleges being addressed like this, in between PU as a entire institution is left out. So we see that many colleges, PU colleges need an intervention to help them to train the basic how to use the computers. That's what we are seeing it. They just want to put across here so that we are searching on that.
Yeah, so that is where what we do in Rotary. We are supporting a lot of people like NGOs, where they come and tell us that we will not charge more than 150 per student or 200 per student. We tell them do it free, we will give them. Erase. So then that becomes easier for them to go to that. So we are working with one NGO called Center. They are CG course. We also work with. So they said 100 rupees will do, sir. 10,000 students. Yeah, great. We said fine. We are just signing the MOU. conduct the CET courses for me. So that's the only way. But I'm talking about having a computers itself in PU college. It's not there. It's not there. That focus is not there from government.
It doesn't affect the comment.
Yeah.
But you have to find the equivalent of Maran you board.
That's right.
Yes, sure. So my question is very direct, simple, sweet. So what are your three, for Deepak sir, what are three challenges you face in the work process? Only three challenges in the work process. You want to like to mention?
One was we were pre-COVID, we were accustomed to giving away the computers to e-waste, and there were some vendors. So our IT team had that process of giving it to e-waste vendors who used to do the e-waste processing. Now to break that habit was a humongous task in terms of convincing multiple stakeholders, which would not have happened if for COVID. Now COVID gave us challenging times for many of us, our family, many of us would have lost some family members. But the good thing that COVID brought in was that to think differently. In the current context, what can we do? Let us not go back to the same habit of donating the computers to e-waste vendors. There is an alternative mechanism. Second is to work out the logistics as to how this can be done, because we are not talking about 10, 20, 30. So that's where we developed the hub and spoke model, because we didn't want the computers to travel too far, because it will be liable to damage or whatever the case may be. Third challenge, I guess I have any challenge to share.
You left Karnataka. It is our challenge.
We had dispatched about 8,500 or so computers. But the next 3,500, 4,000 computers took a long time. Because there was an incident in Chennai where not Chennai, somewhere in Madurai, I think, where the computers were found in the open market. So we had donated to a government institution in Tamil Nadu. Some computers were. So the department, our company legal team said, hold on, no more computer shipment. We need to figure out if there are some loopholes in this whole process. We can't let the computers come into the open market, somebody selling. It has to go to the college of the school where it is designed to go. But then it got sorted, and again later, after a year's gap or so, the rest of the computer started.
So the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cognizant is a old company before time. You have released around 12,500 computers right now. After what period of time would you be releasing again this thing of the CFL?
Now, post-COVID, everybody who had desktops got laptops. Now everybody is working on laptop. Now the shelf life of a laptop is lesser than a desktop. Typically, a laptop will work well for 5 or 6 years, but a desktop will work well for 8 or 10 years. Now, when a laptop works well for 5 or 6 years, in the 5 or 6 years, it is with the employee. After 5 or 6 years, it is removed from the employee's ownership and a new laptop is required. Now, we are not sure, and we don't want to give away that laptop for donation, which is already 5 or 6 years old, because the moment it may be going to some college, it may not work. So it can damage the brand reputation of a company like Cognizant. So we may not end up donating anymore because we are on switch to learn. So therefore, we'll have to look at other mechanisms, which would be donation of new laptop, new desktops, so on. It also costs a lot, but we'll have to see how to bring it under our corporate social responsibility spending, like Ramesh was saying. Typically, 2% of a company's profit is set aside by the company to spend on social causes. This is mandated to be done as per the Indian CSR law that was passed in Parliament in 2014. And the strict regulations on spending, and we have to report back to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. There can be legal issues. There can be fines imposed on the directors of the company if the amount is not spent.
Question, good session.
Sir, from your side, any challenges you would like to share? Because that's a big task what you have done, going to each college and then getting it done, sorted, maintenance, setting up the labs. Anything you would like to share? Few challenges.
Yeah, so the challenges are everywhere. We have to define process very clearly. And because if we get, say, 2,500 computers, get all of them ready and ship and ensure that they are installed. It requires quite an amount of coordination. So that is one, which luckily we could get it from some other volunteers. The biggest other challenge was raising funds internally. So we had to tell people that you just sponsor the nearest college now, which is close to you. What happened is that there are colleges which are nobody is nearby. So they said, sir, it's too remote for us. So there was nobody. Then we had to find another larger club to tell we would sponsor that also. So the fundraising was the second big problem. Third was the logistic. So luckily, it required a lot of Excel knowledge, because he would give me one thing, which would be a political mapping of Karnataka. Whereas we have our own district definition.
So it's a Bangalore, Mysore, Bangalore, Kolar. See, we are divided in the head office. We are divided Karnataka into the regions. Bangalore region, Mysore region, Mangalore region, Shivamogga, Dharwad, Kalyan. So 6 regions we have. So in each region, Bangalore means 6 districts comprises of Bangalore region. So here they also called the Rotary districts, but that district is entirely different. So in that district, it may contain these 6, or it may contain more also from our Mysore region. So
mashup of it.
also
like some people.
States.
Outside Karnataka.
Yeah, some Andhra also included. So they are asking that you are asking us to only to give to Karnataka. So others are objecting.
Whenever I said this report and their report, the districts were getting confused. That's why I said Rotary districts are different, political different. I mean, these are all the political divisions.
So we had to learn X loop, V loop.
Excel is good in that.
Sir, last question to you. Did we have any impact kind of assessment, some kind of thing,
That's what I'm telling. See,
numbers?
First time, actually, I also took that responsibility for the first time. It's not that I'm a professional in the CSR and getting all these things implemented. There's on the day during COVID that, as I said, the second lockdown onwards, when Commissioner said in your office, you had to come to the office and discussions happen. Higher education can't be shut down. The education system can't be shut down. We have to look into the new methodology, new thing, new rules, everything. So at that time, the CSR thing came and he said, will we go to take the responsibility? I said, I raised my hands as if I know everything. The thing is, it was just let me try the new area. That's it. And it's a good also. That's the so then we started there without any experience, but it was a nice journey. Because it was a huge work. I mean, I alone was to be there without any typing or flags or anything like that. Me and my mobile and my computer, just coordinating with everyone. From our side, top side.
Done a formal impact assessment study. But one impact to point out is that given the improvement in lab infrastructure, the BCA and some
New courses.
Rural colleges, they are now coming for BCA.
more students get access to
Computers, digital literacy.
Are available. New computers, new courses like this, employability related courses, it creeps in immediately. See, now we are giving some more computers to these colleges. Ready what they have. In addition to that, another 10 computers we are just giving so that they can start the labs and start running the. This will encourage others also to start the BCA and other computer related courses. And the education system also, it says open elective, one can take anyone, arts or commerce or even computer application, they can take it. So they need a computer. So art students also, they should learn computer before getting it graduate. So computer is a major.
It's a big effort, sir. I don't remember if Rotary
It has
have done.
started, as for your result, it has started just 1 or 2 years. Yesterday has started. I think in next 2 years, the students who are coming out from the college, they will be better computer related tests, skill based students than.
But how are they arranging the teaching staff for all these colleges?
No, that is the challenge the government has always. See, one is the permanent teaching staff will be there, and wherever the gap is there, so they chip into the guest lecturers, and they pay for them.
Because getting teaching staff in this technical area is difficult.
No, that's see, on 10,000 guest lecturers, we get some 60 to 70,000 applications. Master degree, all PG professional and all with NET, net select or with the PhD. All postgraduates.
We expect to get the lecturers in rural areas. Maybe Bangalore, Ramnagar, we go to see the.
No, the local postgraduate centers, the students, they apply for the local.
We are finding challenges in getting the teachers.
Yeah, exactly. Because especially in the technology area, even for the engineering colleges, they find it difficult to get the teaching staff. So I don't.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. On the ground,
It's a challenge, and the department is taking that challenge and it's giving to the best possible.
it can make a big challenge. Because if you remember, when I was young, once I was young, so
Still you are answer.
after then they created the industry today. So they trained people in any place. Brilliant, brilliant. So we hope that these colleges will now produce.
They feel that gap.
What happens?
Y2K period.
Computer science, no, they will come to Bangalore because they get 3 times of salary than what they can say. That's why you're not able to get talent over there.
No, sir, it's not true. Many of them want to settle in their district, in their taluks. They will be having, so they do not want to move out.
I'm saying my current situation, current problems.
We have seen that. So if they learn the data, they know computers and they can get a minimum employment there. Because now everything is getting converted to computers. Okay, mobile skills are okay, but computer skills are a must.
Yeah, please. I want to tell point on people. Point of please.
So thank you all. Now I would request Dr. A.M. Suresh to give the vote of thanks.
Yes. We can take it. Escape from chair. Okay. Give this. So please. Good evening to the respected speakers of the day, my dear participants, offline and online. I'm sure, I think today you could see it as a classic case study of when a situation is really a challenging one. The challenge was at that point of time, setting up the IT infrastructure in 400 plus government colleges from the government point of view. The situation was the COVID situation in which all of us were in our own struggles, whereas rather here, there was a revolution kind of a thing which was happening for a purpose. And this has happened because of 3 C's, as I could see. One is communication, second is collaboration, third is coordination. All these 3 C's have really acted very well, and I see the end result of it
in setting up the IT infrastructure at all the government colleges. Probably when you start looking at each one of the parties which were involved in the whole process, you see that the kind of enthusiasm, the zeal, and the kind of efforts that has been put in has really given a wonderful result, which today you could see in all the government colleges, and for which all the government students, college students, are taking the benefit out of it. So kudos go to all the three parties who are involved here. And I would like to express my sincere thanks, probably in a reverse order. I would like to welcome Sri Mohanji first. So please come and please occupy the seat. And we all know about Rotary as a fantastic organization, non-profit organization doing wonderful work across the world. And in this particular case, we see the entire coordination. The challenge for Sir was distributing 12,500 computers across Karnataka. And the most important aspect was the coordination, which wonderfully it has been done by the Rotary team headed by Mohanji as well as his team. I really compliment on behalf of Disciples India Learning Forum and thank him for the wonderful job done in ensuring that the entire computers have reached the colleges. Thank you very much, sir. Arundhati, please. I request Deepak Ji and Anand Prasad sir to join with me to felicitate and honor Mohanji sir. Please come. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Sri Deepak Ji to come and be a part of this felicitation. With Cognizant into picture, I see the collaboration coming into the picture very clearly, wherein Cognizant had the authority or the decision-making power in terms of going to any other people or any other agency to make the donation. But it was decided that it will be given to higher education department, government department particularly, and that decision today, you can see the result of it in all the government colleges. Thank you very much, sir, for taking that decision and ensuring that everything is happening in a smooth way on behalf of Cognizant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Next, not me, I'll tell you. Next, I would like to invite Puttraju. Puttraju, come on stage.
Yeah.
Because this person, since last 2 years, worked day and night to get all these computers receiving as well as uploading the software, repacking it. It is such a, and it's not a nice, it's not an ice cream parlor work. It is a dusty work, and he was involved in that day and night, and still is working for our department. Just come, Puttraju. Yes, you deserve this. Deserve this.
Last but definitely not the least.
No.
It's our pleasure, right? Okay. And as my friend, I think he was talking about the bureaucratic system, right? When values are added to the bureaucratic system, you see the results like this. Okay, right? And in bureaucracy, if communication is excellent, you will see the results like this. So I think it is Dr. Narayan Prasad who has taken the lead in ensuring that the entire communication happens properly. Communicating with his own boss and the government people is something different. Again, communicating with Cognizant and with Rotary is something different, right? So he has entirely managed that particular show. And today he has, to his credit, setting up the entire infrastructure, IT infrastructure in the government colleges. Thank you very much, sir. And on behalf of Disciples India Learning Forum, and at this juncture, I have another good news to share to all of you. Professor Narayan Prasad said he has retired, and of course, he is extending his services to department. Along with that, in Disciples India, in fact, the advisory board of Disciples India Group has decided to invite Professor Narayan Prasad to be one of the members of the advisory board of Disciples India Group. And in fact, when I put up this request to him, he was wholeheartedly, in fact, he gave his consent, saying that, yes, I would always like to be a part of Disciples India, because from the day one beginning, the day we started interacting for almost 5 years now, I think he is always appreciative about the efforts and the activities what Disciples India Group is being doing. Sir, welcome to Disciples India Advisory Board as a member, and please accept the letter of consent. Come. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. So what is the takeaway lesson for the day today for all of us? Huh?
Proper communication.
Yes. Communication, collaboration, coordination. All the three are important. Any task, whatever you do starting from today onwards, ensure that all these three C's are intact. Success is ensured and assured for all of you. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
We will take selfie for selfie. So here we got
For a group photo. Yeah. Please come. Let us all
here we got a
photo.
practice of taking selfie at time. Every member.
Yes.
So thank you all. Thank you for being on this session.
So
We'll be winding up the session now. Thank you all. Take care and have a happy weekend.
No,
this that should be the